If you start cooning, we got to know exactly who you are. Lord, have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. North Philadelphia Queens is looking good today. Shout out to all my North Philly Queens. Where the water at? I had 2 bottles of water. Where the water at? Those wigs and weaves do not make y'all look better. Those wigs and weaves do not make y'all look better. Those wigs and weaves and blonde extensions. If I'm lying, Lord, curse me if I'm lying. But I know the Lord won't do that because I'm telling the truth. Those wigs and weaves do not make our women look any better. Some of y'all look damn near trifling. Some of y'all look damn near trifling. And then y'all get it so long. Y'all get the weave so long that everybody know it's fake. I mean, you got to weave down to your ankles. And some of y'all only weigh like 30 pounds. Some of y'all skinny as hell. 30-pound girl with a 3,000-pound weave. A 30-pound girl with a 3,000-pound weave. That shit don't look right. The weave weigh more than you. You could barely hold your head up. Neck all skinny because you think you look good. Lord have mercy.
All right. Yeah. So how would you shoot your shot with Dr. Umar?
But I love a Pan-African king. You know,
King Kong.
King Kong consciousness. I'm very pro-black, so I care about my people. And I feel like if I was to pick somebody to fuck on, it would be Dr. Umar. And that's what I said in Grinch. Fuck Dr. Umar, leave him woke right now. I want to fuck Dr. Umar, leave him woke right now. Because I do got that woke pussy. If I was to meet Dr. Umar, he would shoot his shot with me because he going to see me black chocolate conscious queen that need a little guidance and daddy issues. And I feel like he know exactly what to do with me.
I saw nothing wrong with what Sister Sukihani had to say about her brother, Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde. So where do I stand with Sister Sukihana? As you know, with me, it's all about politics before the punani. It's always revolution before romance. It is always institution building before institutions, before intimacy. Liberation over lust, business before the bedroom, revolution over the romance. So me and Sister Sukihana could have a conversation. Sister Sukihana, if you would like a conversation, shoot me a text message. Have somebody from your team get in touch with me. Let me know when you're next in your hometown of Wilmington, Delaware, so I could take you on a tour of the FDMG Academy. You might want to become a donor if you're not already. My school is in your hometown, good sister. Your school is in your hometown. Our school is in your hometown. And we will have a conversation, Sister Suki and Dr. Umar, right here in FDMG, Wilmington, Delaware. Sukihana and the Intercontinental Ifa Tunde needs to have a conversation, a chat and chew, right here in FDMG, Wilmington, Delaware. And my main question for you, my sister, would be, are you serious? Are you absolutely sure? Are you certain that you are ready to transform? Are you ready to change? Are you ready to reinvent yourself from your current style of art to a revolutionized, re-energized Black consciousness form of art? Because if you are willing to reinvent yourself as the queen of Black conscious music, I will stand by your side. You should be ashamed. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to be starting a petition. I'm going to be starting a petition to undo the 1967 Loving versus Virginia Supreme Court decision. I want to overturn the Supreme Court decision. I want them to revisit it. I want interracial marriage to be illegal in the United States. I want interracial marriage between Black and anything else. It can stay legal for everybody else. But for Black people, we are too psychologically damaged. For African people, we are too psychologically damaged. And I am starting a petition to reverse the Supreme Court decision of June 1967. I want it reversed. We must make interracial dating between black men and black women and all other races illegal. We must do this to save the black family. We have nothing against the white woman. I respect you, white women. I respect you, Chinese women. I respect you, Latina women. I respect you, East Indian women. I respect you, Mexican women. I respect you, Arab. I have nothing against you. But to save my community, in order to save my race, we have to make bunny hopping a federal offense. Bunny hopping must become a federal offense. I want to introduce the anti-snow bunny hopping bill into Congress. No Negro is allowed to date, live with, sleep with, reproduce, cohabitate, engage, or marry with a non-African woman. We can help the community this way. We can help the community this way. Let's sign the petition and reverse the Loving versus Virginia Supreme Court decision in order to save our community. You are still an N-word. I can have an intellectual conversation with over dinner. Okay, sir, but you're not African and I'm not into anything other than traditional African relations. Not to make assumptions about you, sir, but I don't know the angle you coming from, but I just wanted to make that clear. I am not a part of the Rainbow Brigade. As we continue.
Calls himself biracial. The African who calls himself multiracial is an agent. He is an agent looking to get a deal. He's like a thirsty rapper looking for a record deal. An African calling himself mixed race is a thirsty coon looking for a deal from white supremacy to be paid to exploit his own people. And that's facts. And that's facts. And that's facts. You got a one-drop rule operating amongst white folks, and you talking about you half black. You got a one-drop rule operating. Look how asinine that is. Look at how unintelligent it is to say I'm half black, but the people you trying to claim with your half whiteness have a rule that if you have a single drop of African DNA, you are African. So if they got a rule that if you have a drop and you're claiming 50%, if they have a rule that a single drop makes you African and you claiming 50% African, what is the likelihood? What is the likelihood they're going to ever accept you as a member of that race? And you know who I blame for this? I blame Black America for this. I blame Black America for this.
That is a problem of the race.
Why do you think that is?
Self-hatred. Nobody wants to be associated with anything they consider to be an object of ridicule. Black people will always be scorned by everybody, even our own people, until we make ourselves an object of respect. And we cannot make ourselves an object of respect by begging white people to solve our problems. White people are never going to solve black people's problems, but they will keep you believing that they will, i.e. the Democratic Party, i.e. the President of the United States, i.e. the Congressional Black Caucus. Hope is a very, very powerful weapon against oppressed people, because oppressed people tend to rely on external intervention more than other folks. And they tend to also be extremely religiously immature. So they're looking for God to help them before they help themselves. They're looking for the government to help them before they help themselves. So if I want to control black people, all I have to do is make them think help is coming. Never deliver the hope. In every election, you're promised that if you just hang in there with us, 4 more years, things will get better. Well, guess what? Average black person life expectancy is probably around the mid-70s, early 80s. You divide that by 4 years of every president, whether you live through maybe 25 presidential elections. So all they have to do is feed you false hope for 25 presidential elections, and the next thing you know, you in the grave. Federal bounty on the head of our Queen Mother Elder freedom fighter, Assata Shakur. He raised the bounty from $1 million to $2 million. That's what the United States government would pay anyone
who would bring Assata Shakur to their front doorsteps, dead or alive. A black man raised the federal bounty on the life of a freedom fighter black woman. Number 2, he refused to exonerate the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey from the false charges placed upon him in the 1920s. The son of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, Dr. Julius Garvey, led that charge all the way up to the Oval Office. Barack Obama refused to exonerate Marcus Garvey, but he exonerated several white folks. Number 3, he does not support reparations to the descendants of those who were victimized in the greatest human tragedy in world history, the Ma'afa, the American enslavement of African people. Barack Obama refused to support reparations. Number 4, AFRICOM. Barack Obama successfully put military bases all throughout the mother continent of Africa, effectively colonizing it in the interest of white supremacy for the next 100 years. Next, after that, he cut money to historically black colleges, and then he refused to do anything to curb the rising tide of police genocide against African people. On top of that, he also took everything that African people fought for over the past 100 years, and he gave it to homosexuals, and he gave it to women, okay? And then on top of that, we have to deal with the psychosexual campaign of confusion that President Barack Hussein Obama put within America's public schools, sexually confusing our boys, sexually confusing our girls. For these reasons and many more, I did not support him then. I do not support him now.